The BL world is about to be shaken, and no, I'm not talking about a surprise Ken Porsche sequel, I'm talking about My Golden Blood, GMMTV's first ever vampire BL that's already setting social media on fire. If you've ever thought, wow, I wish Twilight had been gayer, then congratulations, you're about to have your wish granted. Premiering on March 12th, this show is already a hot topic across X, TikTok, and Reddit, with fans buzzing about its dramatic plot, stunning cast, and the potential for absolute chaos. So let's sink our teeth into everything you need to know before the show takes over our lives. Hey, I'm Blush. Welcome or welcome back. We cover a lot of GMMTV here, shows, actors, behind the scenes, along with other breaking BL moments. If that sounds like something you're into, don't forget to subscribe so you can be a part of our chaotic community. I've been using NordVPN for years. Sometimes when I want to watch something, this happens. Thankfully, I can safely change my virtual location to access geo-restricted content, and it's nice knowing my identity is protected while normally browsing too. The link and deal will be in the pinned comments. There's so much to talk about, but let's start with the plot of the series. Mark, a disciplined vampire born into a powerful secret clan, is sent on a mission that tests all his limits. His task: protect Tong, an ordinary college student who unknowingly carries golden blood, the rarest blood type on the planet. Tong's blood is so special, it's like a beacon to vampires. A single drop can strengthen a vampire immensely or even cure certain ailments. For Tong, however, this rare blood is a hidden curse. He has lived 20 years as a normal guy, unaware of the value and danger flowing in his veins. Mark's own vampire clan has a strict rule about human interaction. Mark works at a blood donation center and survives on using donated blood to create artificial blood to avoid harming humans. And Tong's existence challenges those rules, with growing tension between vampire factions, some wanting to use Tong's blood for power, while others like Mark want to keep him safe. Mark's job to protect Tong suddenly becomes a lot more challenging. This sets up a classic forbidden romance. Not only does Mark need to fight against other vampires to keep Tong safe, but he also struggles between his instinctive thirst for Tong's blood and his love for Tong as a person. The classic hot vampire dilemma: protect Tong or drink Tong. Fun fact, in real life, golden blood can fuse with any blood type, and less than 50 known donors in the world have it. Can a vampire and immortal stay together when one's very life force is a temptation to the other? Listen, for a girly that grew up in the Vampire Diaries era, I don't care how cheesy, I'm here for it. GMMTV didn't just pick any actors for this fang-filled, blood-soaked romance. They went for a duo that's seasoned, smoldering, and ready to set screens on fire. Leading the charge is JossGawin as Mark, our brooding, dangerously attractive vampire, and JossGawin, better known as Gawin, as Tong, the golden-blooded human who's about to have his life turned very upside down. This is the first BL leading role for both actors, and more importantly, it's their first time starring as a couple pairing together, making this fresh, unexpected, and incredibly exciting. Joss is best known for his non-BL GMMTV series like 3 Will Be Free and Mama Go Go, while Gawin has already dipped his toes into the BL with supporting roles in Dark Blue Kiss, Enchante, and Not Me. But this time, they're front and center, and fans are obsessed with the fact that they're a little older, a little more experienced, and possibly bringing a more mature, intense chemistry than the usual university-age BL leads. And the supporting cast? Absolutely stacked. Mond is set to play the villainous vampire antagonist Nakan, and let's be real, no one does smooth, dangerous bad guy like Mond. Neo, AJ, and supposedly Junior are all in the mix, fueling speculation that we might get a secondary couple or at least some hilarious side plot chaos. Neo and AJ have a history of being iconic in whatever series they're in, so expectations are high. Junior was said to be making an appearance, but his character remains unknown, so not too sure if he will be, but if he is, even better. Veteran actress Apasiri plays a high-ranking vampire elder or council member. She serves as the mother figure for Mark and Nakan. With this insanely talented cast, it's no wonder fans are buzzing about the character dynamics and chemistry. Not to mention we have highly regarded director Off, not directing, but producing this series. I'm hopeful that he won't let anything subpar be produced, so hopes are high. Director Ark is who he chose to direct the series after he discovered that he wrote his graduation thesis on vampires portrayed in Hollywood. After reading the thesis, Off decided he was the right guy for the job. When GMMTV dropped the full trailer on February 25th, X erupted. The hashtag #MyGoldenBlood trended worldwide as fans analyzed every second of footage like their lives depended on it. And we're not even talking small-scale buzz. This trailer topped Twitter trends in at least 3 countries, Indonesia, Brazil, and Malaysia, proving that the hype is real. International BL fans are locked in, with many already marking their calendars for the YouTube premiere. Meanwhile, TikTok is a chaotic mess of edits, thirst posts, and reaction videos, with some calling MyGoldenBlood a gayer, hotter version of Twilight. If X is the BL news hub, then TikTok is the BL screamfest, and right now, MyGoldenBlood is owning them both. Naturally, the BL fandom is spiraling into full conspiracy mode, and the theories about MyGoldenBlood are juicier than a fresh bite mark. Here are the hottest ones making rounds on social media. The immortal/mortal dilemma. What's the end game? One question is haunting, pun intended, fans everywhere. How can Mark and Tong ever be truly together? Will Mark turn Tong into a vampire so they can have eternal love, Twilight style? Or is Tong's golden blood the key to turning Mark human again? This theory is especially spicy because Joss himself hinted at some serious angst surrounding their future in interviews. Some fans are praying for a happy twist, but others are preparing their tissues, pointing out that GMMTV's last supernatural BL, He's Coming to Me, absolutely wrecked everyone with its emotional ending. Could MyGoldenBlood be headed in the same direction? No one's sure, but we do know that heartbreak is always on the table. How deep does this world go? Vampire lovers are thrilled that MyGoldenBlood isn't just stopping at hot immortal falls for a cute human. The trailer teases a whole vampire society, including what looks like a vampire council, and here's where things get really interesting. The actress confirmed that we'll be getting a historical flashback about 100 years ago when Mark was a field medic during a war. Could Mark's past tie directly into Tong's fate? Will we get to see Thai vampires lurking in the late 19th century? Either way, expect some juicy backstory to be revealed. Side couples and subplots. Will we get more than one romance? BL fans are doing what we do best and manifesting a secondary couple. Heck, give us all the couples. Could you imagine Neo and AJ? Well, they revealed that AJ's character has a girlfriend played by Chelsea, who is the team manager for the basketball team all the guys are a part of. Neo's character will have an intense friendship relationship with Gawin's character, so I don't think he's got time for another relationship. But hey, maybe Mon's character gets bored of being evil and we get a love interest for him. There is an about to kiss scene in the trailer, but it seems like there's no feelings involved in this transaction from the vibe of it. Others are wondering how much of Tong's normal life we'll see. Right now, we know Neo, who plays Tongla, acts like a caring sibling towards him, almost like another bodyguard. We also know Tong grew up in a foster home with many siblings in the same household, with Nuan being their mother figure. I can already see a scene where the vampires decide to attack them to lure out Tong. The trailer's focus was heavily on the main romance and the vampire conflict, but some fans are hoping for a dynamic like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where Tong's human world collides with the supernatural in unexpected ways. The verdict? Anticipation is through the roof. A fresh genre for GMMTV, a brand new pairing, and a vampire romance that looks both dramatic and insanely fun. It's the must-watch BL of the season. Hot vampires and sappy romance? Please and thank you. GMMTV has steadily fed the fandom with promotional content, trailers, posters, teasers, and cast interviews, all of which have been met with lively reactions. If there's one thing that the MyGoldenBlood trailer proved, it's that vampire romances are always going to be a little campy, and fans love it. Vampires will always be cheesy to me. That said, I will definitely be watching this. But here's the thing, the trailer strikes the perfect balance between over-the-top drama and legitimately good production quality. Fans were pleasantly surprised by the cinematography, CGI, and action sequences, noting that while the effects lean into classic supernatural tropes, dramatic showdowns, glowing eyes, and the vampire speed chases, they don't look cheap or cringeworthy. The vampire effects definitely look better than expected. Cheesy, but done well enough where I'm not cringing. And let's talk about the visuals, because the cinematography is giving movie-level quality. Some of the most swoon-worthy shots include Mark and Tong under a golden sunset. The best part, the trailer successfully converted skeptics into full-on stans. This is giving over-dramatic cliché vampire series in the best way. The OST reveal definitely did the trick. GMMTV dropped a snippet of the theme song about halfway through the trailer, and eagle-eared fans instantly recognized the voice. It's Gawin himself. Gawin isn't just serving golden blood realness in the drama, he's also lending his golden voice to the soundtrack. The melancholic romantic vibe of the song perfectly matches the show's themes: forbidden love, longing, and just a touch of tragedy, because what's a vampire BL without some pain? But wait, it gets better. There's a high probability that Joss will join Gawin for a duet version. The two recently sang together at GMMTV Star Olympics, so I think they were warming up for something. In the behind the scenes, we also see that Joss also has an OST that he sings. As expected from GMMTV, it's a full-on experience. Given GMMTV's roster of successful BL series, it's natural to compare My Golden Blood with its predecessors. The consensus is that My Golden Blood stands out as a bold departure in theme, while still carrying the hallmarks of what fans love about GMMTV BLs. This is their first fully fledged fantasy vampire BL. Of course, comparisons are inevitable. Some fans see My Golden Blood as the next evolution of supernatural Thai BLs. Vice versa focused on an alternate dimension, so it was kind of sci-fi, but for the most part it was just living in a normal looking world. He's Coming to Me was probably the last major attempt at something beyond real-world romance, but where that drama was soft and bittersweet, My Golden Blood is giving headfirst into the drama, complete with vampire clan, supernatural powers, and high-stakes romance. And it's not stopping there. With Revamp the Undead series also on the horizon, it's clear that vampires are having a major comeback. While Revamp is being marketed as a darker, horror-inspired vampire story, My Golden Blood seems to be fully embracing the romance and drama, giving us that perfect mix of angst, a supernatural tension, and steamy forbidden love. We could be looking at a new wave of Thai fantasy BLs, and honestly, we're so ready for it. One of the biggest factors in GMMTV's BL success is lead pair chemistry. Just look at First Cow, Off Gun, Tainyu, who all built massive fandoms through their undeniable on-screen spark. So naturally, when Joss and Gawin were cast in My Golden Blood, fans were curious, and a little nervous, about whether their pairing could deliver the same magic. But early signs are looking good. Really good. Their interviews are effortlessly fun, and their interactions feel natural and brotherly, and visually, they complement each other perfectly. Fans have already gushed over their on-screen chemistry, noting that Joss has that tall, brooding handsomeness that makes him a perfect vampire lead. Gawin has that soft, boy-next-door charm that makes Tong feel instantly lovable, which is funny because after the trailer, a few joked that they tiny-fied Gawin. It's crazy, because next to Joss, the usually tall, bigger guy Gawin looks petite. I don't know if the translations aren't perfect here, but Off pretty much called him the perfect bottom for the show. This contrast in personality and appearance is BL gold. BL fans can be nerds too. I mean, well, we are nerds. And some have engaged in discussions about how the show will interpret classic vampire lore. Questions like, do vampires in this universe die in the sun? Or is holy water a thing here? We already know the concept of Golden Blood itself, which is a real-world phenomenon, but what does it mean for our vampire show? Do they just go full-on beast mode? Or Tong has some ability because of his blood. Maybe he's not entirely a helpless human, and his blood might make him special beyond just being tasty. Additionally, lore geeks hope for things like a vampire hierarchy, references to how one becomes a vampire, etc. People are ready to nitpick fun details like, did you see Mark's reflection in that mirror? Do these vampires have reflections? Which shows how engaged they are with the concept. How far will the romance go? Fans are begging for more heat. Let's be real. Vampire romances are naturally sensual, and My Golden Blood is practically begging for some spicy, blood-soaked intimacy. That sounded kind of weird. The biting and blood exchange, the possessive tension, it's all part of what makes vampire love stories so addictive. But the big question is, will GMMTV lean into the steam or keep it tame? GMMTV tends to hold back on heavy sensuality, although we are starting to see some changes. But with a vampire premise that thrives on physical closeness, fans are really hoping that My Golden Blood breaks that trend. The trailer already gave us an ear bite, which sent the fandom into cardiac arrest, plus a quick shot of Mark pinning Tong down, suggesting this won't be a totally chaste hand-holding romance. Will we get a full-on dramatic neck-biting scene? I wonder if Tong willingly offers his blood to Mark. Let's face it, that trope always hits in vampire stories. How intense will things actually get?